just watched that first level sequence. I seemed really grouchy, so I got coffee. I hadn't had coffee yet. Apologize. Probably been a week or two. This is level 2. The main difference is that now we're standing. We're going to stay standing on both feet for all these exercises. So here's the progression, guys. Just a basic squat, but what I want you to appreciate is that the movement initiates at the hip. A lot of people squat like this. Do you see where my knees are over my toes? That's not what we're going for. I want to initiate from the hip, right? So look at that angle of my shin bone. It's a little bit less. It's more vertical than my trunk. So you're going to initiate at the hip, sit back in that chair, and that's the start. Once you get that position, I want you to traction your feet outward. And what that means is you're kind of not moving your feet, but you're torquing them out to the side this way. That's going to bring tension on the band, and hopefully you're going to feel it more so in the back of your hip than in your quads, because you're putting tension on the band, and again, you're kind of squeezing outward. That's the squat hold. Again, static, 45 to 60 seconds. That's the goal. That's maybe not where we start. Be honest with yourself with this one. If you get to 45 seconds and you're starting to feel it more in the quads and you're not isolating in the back of the hip, just stand up and reset. Initiate at the hip. Traction outward, like you're trying to split the floor underneath your feet, and then hold. Feel it in the hips. We added trunk on level 1 with that plank. We're going to add some trunk work with this one just by adding a Therex band. It's just going to go around your back, and then you're going to cross it. So it's around my mid-back, and then I cross the band, thumbs up. And again, the setup, initiate at the hip, traction the feet out so you feel it in your hip, and then you're pulling this up and away. Pulling this guy up and away. I want pretty good force on this band so it pulls you forward, so you've got to use your trunk to pull yourself back upward. That's a separate exercise than just the squat hold, and that's going to get your trunk in the game. The third part of this kind of level 2 is what I call the surfer squat, and basically it's not warrior stance like in yoga, because this back leg is slightly bent. This foot is forward. Basically what we're going to do is have toes forward. This foot, my toes are facing this way, and I'm kind of leaning forward this way, but the whole idea is that I'm forcing this leg into the band into external rotation, forcing this band into external rotation. So if I look down, I don't want my knee over my big toe. I want it nice and neutral right between my middle toes. Same thing back here. This knee's not getting pulled inward. There's none of this. It's this, right? So it's in between those toes. Back into a bit of a squat. Knee is not over the toe. Static hold. Squat, surfer squat, trunk activation with the band. That wraps up level 2. I'm going to drink some more coffee, get psyched.